I'm Claudia Catania, and you're listening to Playing on Air. You are about to hear My Husband, written by Paul Rudnick and directed by Claudia Weill. It features Harriet Harris and Michael Urie. It's 3 p.m. We're on the Upper East Side of the New York City living room of Gabrielle Finkelstein. The front door opens and Michael Finkelstein runs in.
Mom? Mom, where are you? Are you okay? Are you... Mom?
Michael.
Mom!
Michael.
Mom, what is it? I ran all the way here. Should I call someone? Should I call 911?
Michael.
Mom, talk to me. What's happening? Is it your heart? Oh my God. Do you have a fever? Are you nauseous? Okay, how many fingers?
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God, only 3?
4. 5 fingers.
That's right, thank God. 5 fingers.
But I still don't see a ring.
Mom?
Did you hear?
Hear what?
This afternoon, gay marriage. It passed the state legislature. Now you can get married.
Mom?
Isn't that spectacular news? Isn't that the best?
Mom, you phoned me at work and said that you were having a dizzy spell and that it might be a stroke. I was in a meeting, which I left to run 38 blocks to make sure you were okay.
I'm fabulous.
But I don't even have a boyfriend.
Is that my fault?
Mom?
God knows, I tried. I introduced you to Carolyn Kramer's son, who was very hot.
He was 87.
I fixed you up with my stockbroker, Billy Berman, who is so cute.
He's in jail.
And I set you up with the doorman, who's 6'4" with shoulders and a jawline and biceps.
And he's straight.
Who cares? Do you know how much we tip him?
Mom.
Do you know what it's like for me? Do you have any idea? I am a liberal Jewish Democrat. I teach political science at NYU. And all my friends, when they heard the news about the vote, everyone called. They all wanted to know, so when is Michael getting married?
Why would they call? Everyone knows I'm single.
Not everyone.
What did you do?
Nothing.
What did you tell them?
I was embarrassed. For both of us. I mean, fine, you're gay, but it's not enough. Not anymore. You know Karen Calhoun, who teaches English Lit? Yeah. Last week, her son got married in the grand ballroom of the plaza with a 58-piece orchestra and 37 ushers, all dressed as angels. And the rabbi was flown in from the ceiling on a golden chariot which burst into flames.
Who was their wedding planner?
Julie Taymor.
Oh.
And you know Madeline Millman with the identical twin lesbian daughters? Last month in New Hampshire, they had a double ring ceremony because they met another pair of identical twin lesbians.
Another pair of identical twin lesbians?
African-American identical twin lesbians. How am I supposed to compete with that? Oh, it was so moving. You should have seen the wedding cake. It looked like an ad for that movie, The Help.
Mom.
Every Sunday, when I read the wedding announcements in the Times, I look for your picture.
I have been trying to meet someone forever. I spent thousands of dollars on the gay versions of eHarmony and JDate and Match.com.
Me too.
You? Why?
I pretended I was you. Michael Finkelstein, public school teacher, loves his mom, hot, hard-bodied, and hung.
Did you get any responses?
Only other moms.
Well, exactly. Right. Yeah. Look, someday, like in a million years, maybe I'll find someone and maybe we'll get married or maybe not. But you have to stop pressuring me.
Fine. I understand.
Thank you.
I only have one tiny, minor, little request.
Name it.
This weekend, do me a favor and don't read the Sunday Times.
Mom.
At least not the wedding announcement.
Oh my God. Mom.
Just aim right for the book review.
I swear I will kill you. Mom, mother, what did you do?
Nothing. Not a thing. Okay, please, I am begging you, please try to understand. I was in Starbucks, minding my own business, when Eleanor Markowitz comes in. You know the one, she teaches queer cinema.
Even though she's not gay.
Exactly.
Right.
She just does it to show off, to prove that she's got the gayest life ever. You know her husband, Sidney? She calls him her partner. And she's always showing me pictures of the two of them, both dressed as sailors. She says it is very homoerotic in the tradition of Jean Genet. I told her, no, it is ridiculous in the tradition of anything goes.
Right.
But Tuesday was the last straw because she shows me pictures of her son Oscar's honeymoon. And you know, they named him Oscar Wilde just to make sure he'd be gay.
So his name is Oscar Wilde Markowitz?
Oscar Wilde, Walt Whitman, Michelangelo Markowitz.
Oh my God.
And so she shows me one picture after another of Oscar and his husband in front of Stonewall. Oscar and his husband at the revival of the Normal Heart. Oscar and his husband making one of those It Gets Better videos. And Oscar turns right to the camera and says, if you're being bullied in middle school, don't worry, because it gets better. And his husband says, and you get stemware.
Oh my God.
And the two of them, they are hyphenating their last names.
Oh no, please, no.
So, he is gonna be Oscar Wilde, Walt Whitman, Michelangelo Markowitz, Wallbaum.
Oh, stop.
And they just adopted a Ukrainian baby. And do you know what they're calling it?
What?
Christopher.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
Christopher Street, Marcel Proust, Rosie O'Donnell, Markowitz, Wallbaum.
That's insane.
I cracked. I couldn't help myself. Eleanor just made me so angry. So I told her, I said, you know, my son Michael is getting married too.
You didn't.
To a cardiac surgeon who operates exclusively on gay children in third world countries.
Wait. How does he know the children are gay?
Because their hearts are so big.
Oh my God.
And your husband, I wanted him to be even gayer than Eleanor's son, and then husband put together. So I told her that his name was Dr. Todd Williams Sonoma outlet.
Oh, yeah, well. Of course.
And you're getting married next weekend, and you're registered everywhere. And I sent the announcement into the Times.
Oh, I can't believe this. I cannot believe that you have so little faith in me. I can't believe that my own mother would stoop so low.
I'm sorry. I was out of my mind. I'll call Eleanor and I will tell her it was all a lie. And then I'll call the Times and I'll have them cancel the announcement.
Wait,
What?
did you send in a picture of the happy couple?
Of course. Because when Eleanor's son got married, the two men both had matching trendy haircuts and matching trendy eyeglass frames, and they both just looked so smug. So, for Todd, I found this picture of a male model, and I photoshopped the two of you.
Which male model?
He's gorgeous. The one from the Dolce & Gabbana ads.
Oh my God, the guy with the chest and the abs and the tiny little white bathing suit.
Of course.
In the photo, in our wedding picture, is he wearing the tiny white bathing suit?
You both are.
Really?
For the picture of you, I used your head. But then I photoshopped Superman's legs, Captain America's arms, and the Green Lantern's shoulders.
What about my waistline?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, I love that.
I've got an advance copy of the announcement. Michael Finkelstein and Dr. Todd Williams Sonoma Outlet were married earlier today on stage at Radio City Music Hall during the Tony Awards by the Pope. His Holiness told Mr. Finkelstein, "Your mother has convinced me that gay marriage is great." The Pope concluded the ceremony by announcing, "Eleanor Markowitz!" Is that okay?
Mom, it's beautiful.
Mazel tov!
You just heard My Husband, written by Paul Rudnick and directed by Claudia Weill. It featured Harriet Harris as Gabrielle and Michael Urie as Michael. We are here with playwright Paul Rudnick, director Claudia Weill, and cast members Harriet Harris and Michael Urie. Thanks for talking with us. Paul, your father was a physicist. Was he a funny physicist?
He was. Well, my father was, I think, he was a funny guy, but my mom was very funny, and so he was a very appreciative audience for her, which was kind of required. So they were a great match. And part of what inspired this play was when I was growing up, she had a friend named Sue who was terrific, who, in the course of their friendship, came out to my mother as a lesbian. And my mother thought this was just terrific. But because she was my mother, she kind of worried about security, because this was in the time before there was gay marriage as even a notion. And my mother once said very seriously, she said, "But don't you think that Sue could be a lesbian and still marry a rich man?" And I thought, I understood why that was actually a very loving thing to say. So that I thought, okay, with this wonderful new world of gay civil rights and gay marriage, it's very exciting, but it also brings a whole new set of kind of social responsibilities.
And pressure. You have an alter ego, Libby Gelman Waxner, who is a film critic for Premiere Magazine, as well as being a successful assistant junior sportswear buyer. Would Libby think My Husband had film potential?
Oh, yeah, especially with this cast, because Libby would adore. So, yeah, no, Libby gets it. But so, yeah, no, Premiere Magazine actually no longer exists, but for about, 18 years or something, Libby had a voice of her own.
Do you ever feel pressure to be amusing, or is it always fun? I mean, was funny a competitive sport ever in your house?
Well, I come from a very funny family because my mom had 2 sisters, and they had a certain comic rhythm that I always found wonderfully entertaining, and that I always tried to somehow capture both in plays and in some novels I've written, so that it was more a sort of a wonderful privilege to watch people who valued comedy and who valued being entertaining and saw that as a great antidote to everything else. Because given a choice, I think they didn't ignore tears and heartache and horror, but how long can you stay in that sort of mood? It's why I've always sort of worshipped comic performers, because they, that's the best gift there is.
Harriet and Michael, you're both Texans. How do you think this play is going to go over in Texas?
Well, I will tell you that McKinney High School, which is 2 towns away from my town, Plano Senior High School, elected a lesbian homecoming queen this year. And there is a video going around on YouTube of a very drunk man trying to harass a gay man at the airport in Dallas, and a big group of people take him down. So I know where you're going with this question, but I would say this play will do very well in Texas. Thank you very much.
Claudia, what was it like working with this trio?
Oh my God, just delicious, completely delicious, starting with the words and then coming in today. I mean, Michael and I have worked together, but Harriet and I never have, even though I'm a huge fan. It was just, what can I tell you? It's like a big chocolate sundae.
Harriet, you were in Paul's 1993 off-Broadway hit, Jeffrey, which was a comedy. He wrote about the AIDS epidemic. Rather a brave thing to do. Over the years, what have you learned about comedy from Paul?
Paul always writes something that even when I'm reading it at home, whether it's in the Shouts and Murmurs or Jeffrey or parts of this play too, I always feel like you're going to have to be so much more present. He's just so challenging. He challenges the audience and he challenges the actors, and it's always going to be fun to do. And you got to be up. You got to be on your game, and you can't drag that back down to you.
I think what's so original about Paul is that he understands you can't exaggerate enough to approach the truth. Right?
It is, although it's funny, when people think of my work sometimes as extreme in any way or exaggerated, I always think I'm writing sort of flat-out reality.
Exactly. I think so too.
And I also wanted to mention, when I was writing Jeffrey, Harriet was in the play from the very earliest readings, and it was also a play that no theater in New York would go anywhere near originally. And I kept writing Harriet. Harriet was the only woman in the cast, and I kept writing her more roles in the play to make sure she'd do it. And because it's such an honor to have her in the room. And I remember there was one day when we were in rehearsal, and I was really stuck. There was a scene that wasn't working, and I thought, who's the smartest person and has the most comic mastery of anyone on earth? So I said, Harriet, what would you do to fix this scene? And she said, I'd put me in it. And I said, I would love nothing more, but it was a scene set in a men's sex club. And I said, so Harriet looked at me and she said, I could be a strange towel boy. Which, believe me, I would have tried.
Good thing you didn't have trouble with 2 scenes, or it would have been called Harriet, not Jeffrey.
That would have been fine by me.
This is great. You're all wonderful. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Playing on Air, Great American Short Plays with Great American Actors, recorded live in front of a studio audience at BRIC Arts Media in downtown Brooklyn. Original music by Tom Cochan. Recording and sound design by John Kilgore. Associate producer Julia Weatherell. Visit us online at playingonair.org and find us on Facebook and Twitter for Playing on Air. I'm series producer Claudia Catania.